right. You got empty. I know about that. There is some secret, must be sure. I can't take it more, darling. Don't you monkey with the monkey. Monkey, monkey, monkey. You know you can shot the monkey.
En la entrevista con Peter Gabriel, la primera cuestión que le lanzamos fue la de que nos diera una respuesta balance de lo que había sido la gira del show.
It's been very good. I've enjoyed it a lot. I think I changed the band last year, well, for the last album. So it's really the first time we've been out with this group of musicians, and it's been going very well.
Fuiste primero una gran estrella de masas con los Genesis, dejando voluntariamente aquel estatus para sumergirte en un periodo minoritario y consciente antes de tu actual traca de éxito y ventas. ¿Por qué te separaste de los Genesis?
Well, I didn't like what I was becoming what the band was becoming. I wanted to get out of the music business. For 18 months, I was still writing songs, but I didn't do anything with the business. And then I got interested in doing things again and developed some things on my own.
¿Es la música rock un buen medio de introducir ideas en la gente, haciéndola sentir emociones?
Yeah, I think it plugs directly into the nervous system. And I think that, a lot of it is and should be entertainment, but I think it is the first time in the history of the planet that there's been, in a way, a universal language for young people. And so to have that power and not to use it to put ideas around, I think it would be a terrible neglect.
Tu interés por diversas formas musicales es quizá una actitud personal para romper barreras.
Well, I think any artist should try and work and respond to the things that really excite him or her. And for me, when I was becoming a little bored with some of the rhythms in rock music, that was a way in. I used to be a drummer, and so I've always been interested in rhythm. And the combination of that and the technology, the rhythm box, I can program in my own drum patterns. And so that was a lot more interesting to me. And we started a festival in England called the WOMAD Festival, which was to introduce world music, not just African, but from all around the world, to a rock audience. And so through that, I learned of many types of music that I didn't know about before, and I'm still very excited to discover things.
Peter Gabriel decía a principios de los 80 que no creía en el estrellato y que no pretendía ir por la vida como uno de esos cantantes sexys. Tal vez fue otra cosa la que quiso decir, ya que al respecto nos afirmó.
Well, I didn't quite put it in those terms. What I meant was I think that I didn't want for my whole life to be the rock and roll life. You know, I think I'm 37 now, so, you know, if anyone finds me attractive, I appreciate that. So it's, I think that wasn't so much the issue, but I think now I feel just in terms of the success, I have a lot of opportunities now. You know, a lot of singers, when they get some success, put the money into their houses all around the world. I put my money into my work, so I have a studio and the equipment with which I can make, I think, better records. And I'm now trying to do that with video as well.
Arrastras una merecida fama de showman desde tus tiempos con Genesis. ¿De dónde te viene la inclinación al show?
Well, I think when I must enjoy it, first of all, as a performer. But I think if you're in a situation with an audience, it's good to try and commit, to put a lot of yourself into what you do, so that you have every chance to communicate. But I think now I do things more simply, and I think with better taste.
Hay rumores de que te estás interesando por la música flamenca. ¿Qué hay de cierto en ello?
Well, but I don't know hardly anything about it, but I was interested. I mean, I had a cousin for a while who came out here to study flamenco, so he told me a little about it, and then some other friends who sent me some tapes. But I would be interested perhaps to try working with someone, but it's not fixed now. I was talking to some people for the last album, and then I didn't follow it through, but maybe this time I can do that.
Tu interés por América Central es algo que se hace patente en tu espectáculo. Apostando por la paz cual arcángel, ¿qué opinas de ello?
I have no wings, but I think the situation in Central America is very important for many countries in the world, and I think I am very upset at the attitude of the U.S. government. It's not so much the U.S. people, because many of them don't know about the situation. But I first of all was working with an organization called the University for Peace in Costa Rica, and then I got to hear more and more stories and meet more people from Nicaragua, so I went to Managua, and I think for anyone who goes there, there is no question about the rights and wrongs so much. I mean, I think the Nicaraguans have something to answer about with some human rights and press censorship and so on. I mean, it's not a completely clean record, but I think when you visit there and you see the terrible poverty, and you see young people in the government really working hard to do something for their country, I think it is unforgivable that another country can think from somewhere else that they can just forget the rights of those people and determine the future of the politics for their own benefit. So there's a group of musicians now, I think, who are quite concerned.
¿Qué sientes antes y después del concierto cuando reivindicas tu sensibilidad?
Many things. But it's always, I think I feel quite close to the audience, so there are good nights and there are bad nights, but I think there's always a certain amount of intensity there, which I like.
La fórmula del éxito, según Einstein, es trabajo más ocio más discreción igual a éxito. ¿Cuál es tu fórmula propia y si te quedas con alguna opción de estas?
You mean I can choose one of those three? I think, yeah, there's a tendency for work to dominate. I mean, I can be a workaholic, so I have to be careful to organize time for relationship, family, free time, and it's obviously, yeah, if you have more fame, then it's harder to be quiet, but it goes with the job, I think.
En tu espectáculo prima la luz y el sonido aprovechados en su justo punto. ¿Qué opinas de la técnica al respecto?
I like to get involved in the presentation of the music, but for instance, there are these computerized lights, which we have 20, and many other artists have 200. So we try and do more with less, so that you still keep some limitations, for instance, this time we have tracks, so the lights move around. So it's a simple idea, but I think it's effective. I like to use the technology, but in a way that still feels personal and human. The common image of technology today is dehumanizing. I think that needs to change because this is a critical period in our history. I think the effect of the information revolution of technology will be greater on the world than the effect of the industrial revolution. And it's important for people in all areas of work, because the technology goes everywhere now, that they learn to take the technology and make it work for them. Because otherwise, if we shut out the technology, then we become slave to the technology. The technology is God, and I want to see people on top making use of the technology.
Háblanos de tu relación con Phil Collins, de tu etapa con Genesis. ¿Qué opinas de la etiqueta que se le dio al grupo de rock sinfónico?
No, Phil and I have always got on very well. I think there's no problem there. You know, sometimes we can be competitive, but we like each other and respect each other. But I think too, you know, that my taste was changing. I think my style of music is now a little different, well, a lot different from what they do. But there were no problems in personality, and I wouldn't like to put a name to my music either.
¿Seguirá siendo en un futuro tu música una hermosa transacción cultural entre África y Europa?
Yeah, I still think of myself as European, but I think I like to combine. I mean, the thing that's still very interesting for me is that on the one hand, the technology and the possibilities that presents any artist, and on the other, this sort of traditional folk music, non-Western, which I still find fills me with a lot of ideas and excitement. So that mixture is what I want to work a little more with, particularly with field of voice and percussion.
Y por último, Peter Gabriel, cuéntanos cuál es tu próximo proyecto. ¿Qué vas a hacer?
Well, the next project I'm working on is, I think, it'll be some music. There's a film director, Martin Scorsese, is doing about the life of Christ called The Passion. Mm-hmm. And I want to do something with that. So I think he's going to use a combination of some of what I'm doing and some Arabic music.